By Jacksonville.
Frank, Hays, and JJ. Hit it. It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. Today's new drug is it's a beautiful day out here in Arlington. We are in the Jacksonville University campus, John Sessions Stadium to be specific. I love the Rumble and all the sports. We're always at the basketball Rumbles, and now we're at the baseball Rumble. JU and UNF, 3 straight games to end the regular season in the Atlantic Sun. 3 games here. They rumbled earlier at UNF. They'll rumble here at JU tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon with you. Dylan Denmark making it all happen as JJ LaSelva is in the great Northeast. He is in Boston. Dylan, how you doing, buddy? You good?
Doing all right. How about you?
We're good. We're good. Good to have you with us. Dylan's a pro. You got a pro in there is what you got. Absolutely. There, Hays Carlyon. So
Dylan produces like every other show.
Right, until he gets to where he produces every show. That's the goal. So great to have Dylan with us. A lot to talk about today. It's going to be a fun day for JU baseball. We had you were out at UNF last week talking UNF baseball while the games were going on. They were moved up to a doubleheader because of weather, but our friend Nick Morrow joined us by phone out there. Matthew Driscoll came and sat by us and sat in with us for a little while, so that was great last week. Today, Chris Hays, the JU baseball coach, will be here at 4:20, and of course, Alex Ricker-Gilbert will be here at 5 o'clock. He is the athletic director. So JU UNF are glad to be at the Rumble today. There is a schedule. I have done my prediction. I'm going 17-0.
Really?
But yeah, but before I sound like a homer, I believe the Chiefs play them close. Okay.
Yeah.
If you think I'm such a homer and I think they're going to roll the Chiefs, I don't. Yeah. I think it's 2 touchdowns, but I don't. But I think they play them close.
Yeah. You don't think Nick Mullins gets into that game to just mop it up?
That's the game he doesn't.
Okay.
I think Nick Mullins. A lot of kneel downs for Nick later this season. So, but
17 carries for minus 19 yards for Nick Mullins.
Let me say this. We'll go through the schedule. Everybody's talked about the schedule today. Today is scheduled day. I want to predict this. We had some fun. Mia and our digital crew do a terrific job there, and we all did our predictions, and you and I did, as the rest of the station did. And it's been a real fun piece on social. It's hard to get a guess on what they're going to do when we've yet to see them have one practice under the regime. You know what I mean? We literally have not seen one practice. I've had more people ask me, what do you think? I said, what I think is I've yet to see a practice under the new regime. So, I mean, I have no idea what to expect, but it's a lot of fun. Big picture, what do you think of the schedule? Forget about wins and losses because we don't know the team yet.
Yeah.
But how you thought it laid out for them?
I think it lays out really well for them. They open at home for the first time since 2020, and they close at home. That you don't often get that, and so obviously those could be 2 very meaningful games. The opener against Carolina, if you're able to win that game, and I expect that they will, okay, the confidence is there immediately. Liam Cohen has won his opener. James Gladstone, his front office, they're 1-0. Trevor Lawrence is 1-0. The draft class gets an instant boost of confidence. The free agent group, and then to close at home against Tennessee, I don't think that game will be meaningful for the Titans. But certainly to play that kind of a game in the finale at home, if you need it, in terms of stacking up against the Houston Texans, then that's an advantage. And, we talked about they've got a lot of long trips. Well, they're pretty well staggered out. I mean, September 28th is San Francisco. Then the next one isn't until October 19th when they go to London to face the Rams. Then it's November 2nd to Vegas, but that's coming off a bye.
Right.
Then it's November 23rd to Arizona. And then it's December 22nd to Denver. So I think it laid out over the course of the season pretty well to where every time they take a long trip, they get 3 or 4 weeks before they take another one.
Yeah, I think you're right about the way the trips laid out. I know the Jags were hoping to not have back-to-back West Coast games. I don't think they wanted one of those. I think the Titans have one of those trips. I don't think they wanted one of those Vegas and Arizona back-to-back, or I don't think they wanted that. So I think they're glad they didn't get that. And whether or not they asked the league or whether it just fell the way they wanted to, I think they're glad it played out that way. To me, as I look at the schedule, you knew the team, so all we're really talking about is when they fall. I think the most critical storyline for me, and again, we'll see how good who is and who isn't as we see them together. The most critical storyline for me is a young team and a team that has not had success, and this team has not. This team has had small windows of winning, but it has not been a team that has won very often. We know that. We're naive if we don't admit that. So that's a team that needs to gain some early confidence. It's a coach who's wildly confident, it seems like. There's some really confident players, but you got to gain some confidence early. My biggest concern, I say concern, the biggest thing that jumped off the page for me is after opening at home against the Panthers, they play 4 straight games against these quarterbacks: Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes. If you want to throw in Sam Darnold, who was very good last year too, that's 5 straight quarterbacks. They play Matt Stafford after that. So that's 4 quarterbacks, or you can call it six quarterbacks. And what can happen when you're playing decent teams, you can lose your will a little bit. I'm not worried about the record. I'm not worried about the numbers, because I think record-wise, that a schedule generally tends to even out in terms of your record. And if you survive that stretch of 4 to 6 games, Hays, in my opinion, without your will and your fight being taken out of you a little bit, and I think this group will be very good about not letting that happen. But that is when culture matters. That is when solidarity, as cliche as it tends to be, that's when that stuff matters, because we've seen it all, not just Jacksonville. You can have your will taken out a little bit because you lose a bunch in a row and you lose your fight. Not your fight, that's not right. You don't lose your fight. You lose your belief. That makes sense. And I think you got to be careful that 4-game stretch when you're playing 4. And I'm gonna throw Brock Purdy in there. He's a good player. You're playing 4 very good passing quarterbacks in a row, including the ultimate one in Patrick Mahomes in the 4-game stretch. And then if you want to add Darnold and Matt Stafford to it, the 6-game stretch, somehow hold your own there. Somehow still have your fight, your confidence, all that stuff you need to have during that stretch. Because if you have that, well, then I think it does. The NFL never really lightens up. It's the NFL. They're all good. But I think if you get through that stretch of Cincinnati, Houston, San Francisco, Kansas City, and then I can throw in Seattle and then the trip to London. Then you get a bye. Then you're at the Raiders. All right. Then you play at Houston again. Home against the Chargers. For whatever reason, maybe I'm putting too much into that massive comeback last time, but I think there'll be some confidence when they're home against the Chargers. Then you're playing the Cardinals. Then you're playing the Titans. Then you play the Colts. Then you play the Jets. That's a stretch of games and quarterbacks that just quite frankly aren't as daunting as that 4 to 6 game stretch. So that's what really jumped off the page to me, other than what you said, the fact that the long travel games are spread out, so you don't have trip after trip back to back. But I think holding serve in that 4 or 6 game stretch, based on how you want to look at it, holding serve in that stretch and not having your will taken away a little bit is that's the big challenge for this team, because those quarterbacks all come kind of early in the year. Yeah,
and there's 2 reasons why I don't think that will be an issue for the Jaguars. One, you don't normally see that with a first year coach, GM.
I agree with you.
I go back to 2013, the Gus Bradley, Dave Caldwell inaugural season. That was one of the worst teams from a talent standpoint that we've seen in this league in the last quarter century. And they started 0-8, but they hung in, and they were 4-4 in their last 8. And it wasn't like Gus Bradley ended up becoming this fantastic head coach, but he kept them in it because they were all building it, and they knew they were building it, and they believed in him. And how he got 4 wins in those final 8, I mean, speaks to what a fantastic job he did keeping them together. So I think you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see in year 1 the team get off to a slow start and fall apart. The other thing, too, is I don't see Houston running away with this division at all. So even if the Jaguars do get off to a tough start, let's say they beat Carolina, and let's say they then in those next 4, let's just say they lose all 4. They're 1-4, which obviously would be incredibly disappointing with Seattle coming in. But Houston might be 2-3. I mean, Houston has a really tough schedule. They're playing the first place schedule. Houston also has a week 6 bye that I think is going to be interesting to monitor their fatigue level in December and January. The Jaguars have a bye in week 8, so that's a perfect bye in terms of how that's set up. So I yes, it's a tough first part of the schedule. Really what they need to do, and they'll never sit down and go over this with the player. I mean, they're going to obviously try and win every game, but behind closed doors, if they can be 5-5 through 10 games, they have a great chance to make a big push in the final 7.
No question about that.
So that, to me, that should be the goal. Like, try to get 5 out of your first 10. Not to say that's easy, but if they can be 5-5 through 10, then I think it really sets up for them to win 5 of their final 7, something like that. That would make them 10-7, and in this division would give them an excellent chance for advancement.
Yeah, you don't know how good the football team will be. You don't know how the coaching is going to go. I got a really good feeling about it, but I'm not going to lie and say I know. But what I really do think I know is the things that culture can affect, which is not getting too high or too low. I think they're going to be pretty good there. You made a great point. New regimes tend to be that way because there's an energy with a new regime that you haven't had before, and quite often new regimes are first-time head coaches in the NFL like it is this time. So that's a really good point. Secondly, I have bought that part. Even though it's new and we haven't seen him coach the team together one time, I buy that part. I buy that. I've been around them enough now. I've been in the building enough now. I've been around Liam and James enough now. I know what Tony Baselli's bringing in terms of energy and emotion and culture, and I think they'll manage that part. I'd be very surprised if they don't. So I have a good feeling about that part. I really do. So, all right. So we'll talk more schedule coming up later on in the program. We'll talk about, did they start the PGA? I have not yet heard.
They have.
They have. Have they started?
You might want to let your boy Rory McIlroy know that.
How'd he do? Did he finish? Did he play today?
He's done for the day.
He did. Oh, yeah. He did. So he went off early.
Yeah, off early. He's done.
How'd he do?
He's
4 under, 3 under.
Is he? Well, you're right about the 3.
Is he under? Is he?
Yeah.
He's not 3 under.
He is not. He is 3 over par.
No, Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, the Masters champion and Players champion. The guy that owns Quail Hollow. The bill might have come due today.
The guy I picked so fast yesterday, I was running around mocking you guys. That guy? Is that the guy you're talking about?
That is the guy. Now goodness. It's early, and Bryson DeChambeau, my guy, who I can't believe I picked.
I need to pull thigh muscle and a withdrawal.
Well, he's 1 over right now through 6, so he might be right there with Rory by the end of the day. Scheffler, JJ's guy, is 2 under. So very solid round for Scotty Scheffler.
I may or may not have been checking the scores earlier, and I saw that through 15, Rory was 2 over. Scheffler was even. They're only 2 shots apart. I'm good. I blinked, and Rory made another bogey, and Scheffler made 2 birdies. So now they're 5 apart, so I'm not happy with him, and I'm not happy with you. Just so we know.
Yeah, Scheffler. How about Scheffler going off on the PGA Championship post-round? That was very interesting.
We'll talk about that later on this hour. A lot of thoughts about golf. But when we come back, let's talk some baseball. My friend Chris Hays is a terrific baseball coach here at JU. Dolphins having a good season in the Atlantic Sun. They'll wrap up the regular season with the Rumble. 3 games against UNF. Chris will join us after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The race is on.
They're side by side.
It's NASCAR's All-Star Race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Sunday night. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower. 1010XL.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. If you have a sweet tooth like me, the sweetest desserts in town come from Spoonful Bakery. Spoonful is an online bakery. They deliver boxes of assorted desserts right to your home or office. They're so good, and they make for great gifts for friends or clients. And if you want custom orders, wedding cakes or birthday cakes, or catered desserts for an event, they are the best. Log on to spoonful-bakery.com or call them at 904-515-4984. That's Spoonful Bakery for the sweetest desserts in town.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
It's kind of like his own private locker, and you're his guest.
Every time we talk, I'm reinvigorated by my love of the game.
Hays Carlyon here. Find my blog at 1010xl.com.
Hayes Blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
May is Military Appreciation Month, and Nimnik proudly salutes the brave men and women who serve and have served this country. As a thank you, they're offering an additional $750 off select new Chevrolets, and every vehicle purchased at Nimnik supports K9s for Warriors. So from all the folks at Nimnik, thank you for service and sacrifice. It's also truck season at Nimnik. Did you know that? This month you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. That's right, 0% financing. Now, unlike most dealerships, Nimnik Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground ready for you to explore. And with their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnik. Available now, the all-new Silverado EV, designed to go the difference. So you get the deal. It's truck season. All kind of trucks available. And in May, we celebrate the military. That's what's going on at Nimnik. Head there today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, Hicken here. So much of what makes us a family takes place in our homes. That's where Zero Res comes in. I love Zero Res, and this month get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner with May Mayhem. A 3-room special starting at $149, plus the 4th room is free. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res 28757 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the Hicken special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We thank our friends from Stanley Pools. My buddy Greg Stanley, the former JU baseball player. Good catch over here, as a matter of fact. So we're live at JU. Good to be here. Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon with you. My buddy Chris Hays is the terrific baseball coach at JU. Joins us now. How you doing, buddy?
Easy right now. I don't feel very terrific, I can tell you that. All right? It's the end of the season, and we got work to do.
JU has had, by the way, a terrific season. Had won 9 in a row, 10 out of 11, was one of the better teams in mid-majors in the country, and then hit a little bit of a slide. But baseball has slides. I mean, I'm not. You've been in the game your whole life. Baseball has slides, and you had a little slide.
Yeah, we've played some really good teams as part of it. I mean, we went to Queens and different environment for our guys, and we made some mistakes, and things didn't go well for us up there. I mean, we were okay, but not great. But then we come back and buzzsaw in Tallahassee with Florida State, and then we go to Stetson, and I mean, we could have come back from Stetson this past weekend and won 2 of 3. I mean, we lose a 5-4 and a 6-5 ball game on Friday and Sunday, and both of those games are dictated by one play. Either way, I mean, if it goes the other way, we're up, and it just didn't go our way those 2. So we're playing good baseball, and that's the thing that I'm very pleased with, and where we are. We're healthy for the most part. We've secured our position in the ASUN tournament. Would have liked to have done something a little bit more than non-conference early in the year, so that we maybe could have put ourselves in a better spot from an at-large standpoint. I don't think the at-large is going to be a possibility for us this year, so we're going to have to go into that tournament and win the thing if we want to be playing further into June.
You guys played at UNF a couple months ago in the middle of March and took 2 of 3 from them. What did you guys do well in that series that you're hopeful you can carry over to tonight and the next couple nights?
Well, I thought we just played our game. We played our style, and it's always fun for this series and to play those guys, just to match up the styles and see who executes more and who does a better job of it. And I thought we executed. We competed extremely well. 3 really close ball games. They got us Friday night, and then we were able to come back and take Saturday and Sunday with it throughout and we kind of endured the weather on Sunday. I mean, they're good. They're competitive, and they've gotten better throughout the year. Coach Mercadante and his staff have done a really good job of keeping those guys focused and pushing, and they're playing really well. They played really well last weekend and secured their spot in the tournament. So this will be unique because both of us know we're playing next Tuesday, and there's a little bit of positioning from a seeding standpoint that can be dictated, but for the most part, I think we've got to position ourselves to be the best we can on Tuesday next week. So it'll be interesting to see how we both manage this thing.
Chris Hays, but this is the JU baseball coach. You told me something neat during the break, that part of your very good season is your veteran guys are playing well. That's cool for a coach, isn't it? Because you've seen the commitment and the hard work for 3-4 years for some of these guys. Name a couple of these guys. I know Josh.
Yeah,
and for the people that don't.
In today's world of almost transactional college athletics,
right?
We've got some guys that have really committed to the green and gold, and it's awesome to see them play well. Richard Long, Blake Delamalore, Josh Steidel, Blake Barquin, Chris Latito, Leighton Perry. We've got some other guys we're going to celebrate this weekend, but those are the guys that have been here the longest, and they're contributing in major ways, which is awesome. And it allows the younger guys, the Jaden Bastions and Cade Henses and Sammy Moomows and Jonas Shields, to really see how it's to be done and how to be a pseudo-pro at the college level. And, because, like, for instance, Delamalore, Blake got off to a rough start. He's a guy that's been a mainstay in our outfield for a long time, and high expectations of him and what he was going to be able to do this year, and got off to a tough start. But man, he's really ascended and stayed steady, continued his work, and he's about where we thought he would be whenever we started the season. So it's great to see. And then Richie's just been so steady for us. He's a guy that, looking at 40, I think this will be his 43rd start in a Dolphin uniform, and he's got over 250 innings at this point in his career, with a sub-4 ERA in college athletics, with a guy who has got really good stuff within the zone, but it is not overpowering stuff. I mean, Richie's not running 97, 98 out there. It's a pitchability right-hander that just finds a way to have success at the college level, man. So, yeah, I appreciate you talking about him because, this is going to be a celebration of them this weekend, but it is nice to see those guys perform well at this point.
And you guys have performed very well in league play here. You're 10-2 at home in ASUN play. What's been, in your opinion, the catalyst for that?
It's home. John Sessions, the thing that
it's Yellowstone.
I was going to say, it's the thing that Frank complains about every time he's out. Him and Daniel Murphy both, right? Every time I talk to him about it, bring the wall in, and I'm like,
I'll wear him out on this.
Yeah, so,
he wants to just tell me to shut up.
I don't know, man. I just remember I see a lot of dents out there I used to put in this wall. So, no, it's fun, and it's part of it is just the comfort level of being at John Sessions and knowing the facility, knowing our park, knowing our place. And then again, I mean, we recruit to our park, we recruit to our style, and our style fits this park. So I think it's awesome to see that our guys are showing who they are.
Tell you, top two guys in your lineup. Jaden Bastian's a really good player. I don't know where he came from. I don't know much about him. My God, is he a good player? And now I got to tell you the story. So when you had football here, Ian Shields and I did a TV show together. We did a inside military pigskin, we called it, about 7 years ago. And he's a really good guy. And so we would talk during the breaks of the show, and we taped it in the morning. Lauren Brooks was on the show with us, and it was a TV show we distributed all over the country for military football. And then during breaks, he would tell me about his son was a little travel player, like 12 or 11 or whatever he was. He said, he's a good little player. I said, that's cool. He said, I'm involved with charity baseball. He said, yeah. He said he's a good. So we talked about it. Well, then football got canceled here, and Ian moved to the West Coast. I hadn't thought much about it. And all of a sudden I look up, and Jonas Shields is here. He's a hell of a player.
Oh.
I mean, in a day where nobody hits for average. Yep. I mean, all people do is try to hit home runs. He's hit like 370. I mean, what a good little player. To talk about both, because Bastian's really good, too. We're two good players at the top of that order.
Very fortunate to have both those guys to set the tone for us. And Jaden's a guy that can do anything on the field. And he walks into the box, and he's in scoring position. Yeah. So he gets the pitcher's attention immediately. He does punch out a little bit too much, and that's something that we've got to continue to work on for him. But, man, oh, man, for him to do what he's done this year for us and to set the tone for the lineup every single day has been great. And then Jonah, when they moved out to the West Coast, I wasn't sure where his mindset was. I'd always kept our eye on him and knew he was a really good player. And he ended up going to a university out in California. And they had a coaching change. And as soon as I saw him in the portal, I reached out to Ian. And because Ian and I we've got a lot of respect for each other. And, he's one of the good dudes in this game.
Really
I can tell you that, in college athletics. And reached out to Ian just to see the temperature, what he was thinking, and, would he consider coming back home, or I say back home, back to my home, back to JU. And, I knew the game, and I knew the game would fit really well in what we do. And I say the game, the way Jonah plays the game and like his attributes. And, and just walking through the process with Jonah and with Ian and his family. And it turns out it's a pretty easy flight from where they are now in Minot, up there at Minot State in North Dakota. And, so it gets them down here pretty often. So it's great to have Jonah in this program with a little bit of legacy here in the Dolphin uniform.
So starting Tuesday, how does the tournament lay out for you guys, and how many games do you have to win to win the whole thing?
Truly 4. You stay in the winner's bracket, you win 4. It's a double elimination. I know there's been some quirkiness with the ASUN tournament in years past. This year we've gone to a more traditional style, and it's a double elimination 8-team tournament. There are a couple buys involved. If you win, you're rewarded, which is great to see. So, if you play, for instance, like if we play Tuesday, when we play Tuesday and we play well, we win that game, we'll have Wednesday off. And then we'll play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you win on Friday, you get Saturday off and you go straight to Sunday. So it definitely rewards the guys to stay in the winner's bracket. But ultimately, it's a little bit easier to navigate from a fan standpoint to understand how this works. And we'll see how it goes. It's 4 games on Tuesday, so it'll be a long day for those folks down there in DeLand.
Do you like the way it played out? For people that don't know, the ASUN, now you just stay in your division. The gold and the graphite. So you haven't seen the other teams.
Right.
Is that good, bad? Do you like it?
Well, for me, I go back to the Sun Belt days when I was here with Terry Alexander, and that's the way the Sun Belt was set up. Like, we would go and we'd play each other. We'd play South Alabama and Western Kentucky and Little Rock, and we'd play those guys 6 times. Then you go to the tournament, you've never seen Louisiana Tech or Southwest Louisiana, and so you've never seen Lamar, and you play them in the tournament. So I'm familiar with it. It'll be new for these guys.
Yeah.
We know them because we played all those teams last year,
right.
So we've got some notes on them. They've got some different characters on their rosters, but it made a ton of sense geographically. The ASUN's so spread out, and none of us are overwhelmed with assets and capital assets and liquid liquid assets.
That's why you do it. Yeah.
And, so like for instance, last year we flew 4 times in conference. That didn't make a whole lot of sense when you're spending over $100,000 for a baseball program to fly 40 people out to Arkansas and Eastern Kentucky and all that. So it didn't make a ton of sense from a layout standpoint. This year, we've had 3 6-hour bus rides, and things have been much more manageable. So fiscally, it's much more responsible, and I think it is for everybody. Is there a little bit of, we don't really have a regular season champion and all that? Yeah, but you know what? It makes a heck of a lot more sense for all of us to be responsible with how we're spending our money.
Final thing here. You're playing UNF. Hayes asked about it. It's a big deal, isn't it? It's still a big deal. I mean, you grew up in Jacksonville. There's 2 schools in Jacksonville. I ask the basketball coaches this all the time, and I ask you and Merck this. How is it different emotionally for your guys? I know it's not just another game for these guys.
Well, you don't have to get them up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's one of those, I don't have to worry about these guys coming out flat. We might not be good, but I don't have to worry about them being flat. And it's fun. It really is, I mean, again, there's a lot of respect for what they do over there and how they're going about their business. And it's got a little bit of juice, always. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of chirping here and left, backwards and forwards. And but they're not going to come out flat. We're not going to come out flat. And hopefully it'll be a very entertaining weekend for both of us.
Chris Hayes, the JU baseball coach, the Rumble tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday right here at JU. Chris, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship, sponsored by Kohl's. Make the most of summer with stylish looks from Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. Long way to go, but PGA Tour rookie Ryan Gerard remains in the lead in the first round at Quail Hollow. A 5 under 66 this morning for Gerard, the North Carolina native from Raleigh. Playing in his 3rd career major, his first PGA Championship, Gerard had ice in his veins, and ice is good. Could have been a better round if not for bogeys on the last 2 holes. So 1-shot lead for Gerard over European Ryder Cup captain Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, the Kiwi, Alex Smalley, the last player in the field, took the spot of the injured Sahith Theegala, Stephen Yeager, as well as Cam Davis. Those players at 4 under par. Weird leaderboard. Rory McIlroy 3 over 74, including a double bogey at 16. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
There are low prices, and then there are Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I got myself a comfy tee for just $4.99 and a stylish dress for 50% off. Then I found my husband a pair of shorts for under $17. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. Yup, it doesn't get better than Kohl's lowest prices of the season. So go check them out before it's too late. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end May 18th. See store at Kohl's.com for details.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs. Get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months on select compact tractors. See details at coastalequipmentsystem.com. Come to Coastal Equipment this Saturday from 9 to 2 for huge discounts, lunch, and more. 5463 Woodlawn Cemetery Road, McClenny.
Coastal Equipment.
It's back! Mia here. The Summer Starts Here event is hot and going on now at Arlington Toyota. Why should you buy from Arlington? How about over 800 vehicles in one location and 60-day exchange? Buy it, take it home. If it's not right for you, you have 60 days to exchange it. Plus, right now, get financing as low as 0% on select new models. Shop Summer Starts Here at Arlington Toyota. In person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or at arlingtontoyota.com.
I'm 1010XL's media mogul, Dan Hicken, and before the weekend hits, I break down what to watch and where to be. Catch Musings with the Media Mogul on YouTube and Facebook, provided by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
It's the big reveal.
Wow.
How will the Jags do this season? Listen all day for our team's thoughts on the Jags' potential wins and losses. Revealed by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. And Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
The ultimate Pink Floyd experience is back. Rick Floyd returns, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Pink Floyd's legendary Wish You Were Here album. It's Brit Floyd, May 20th at Florida Theater. Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We thank our friends from Stanley Pools. Guys, they do such a great job. They build our pools, renovated pools for us. They service our pool. I mean that sincerely. Greg Stanley, a former really good catcher here at JU. Greg was a good player here at JU. Good baseball guy. That's how I get to know Greg. It's how I get to know the Stanley. So Stanley Pools, always proud to tell you it is a Stanley Pools Thursday around here, and it's every Thursday for the longest time. That wonderful pool company has been our Thursday sponsor. I'm a happy going guy. I like people. I have gone 66 years, and there's only two people I hate: Rory McIlroy and you. Okay.
Fair.
Other than that, I like everybody
and
else.
I think you reversed the order there.
Yeah. I didn't say in that order.
Yeah,
I didn't say in that order.
Rory needs to turn it around for you. I do think, now that we've seen the 3 over, it does beg a stronger ask of the question that some were whispering about going in, which is, does he need a really hard reset after winning the Masters? We saw the release he had. I mean, it was one of the most emotional releases we've seen an athlete have in the last decade. And and then there's just so much that goes with winning the Masters, winning the Grand Slam, traveling home to celebrate with his family, coming back. And yes, he played last week in Philly and didn't play badly. He was solid, I'd say, for Rory McIlroy. And yes, this is a course that he absolutely owns at Quail Hollow. But, some people were like, well, the pressure's off. He's going to go on a heater. And I still think that's ultimately what he will do. But in the first event, is there going to be, some having to sort of straighten things out and get back into the right mentality? Now, again, we say this. He could go out there tomorrow and shoot 63. I mean, he owns this course.
The thing.
He's the most talented player of probably the last 20 years that's debuted on tour, and you can make a case he's the best player now. Scotty Scheffler would certainly argue
but
that.
He's a great player.
But at worst, he's 2. And so this could all turn around, but it is a surprise just because of how dominant he has been. And it does beg the question of, is he just in the right space to go and have that edge to go do what you need to do to win a PGA championship?
And what you said earlier too, Hays, be careful not to overthink it. He might have just had a bad round of golf.
Right.
There's a lot of things playing on the mud.
It was frustrating for those guys today.
And he may turn around and shoot 67 the next 3 days. So don't make too much of it. Right. But I did ask Lee Smith this yesterday, and I've wondered about it all along. I'm not kidding. Even when I picked first, I said, you got to pick him. You can't. You're an idiot if you don't give it all Quail Hollow and how hot it is. But the one thing I did ask Lee and I did wonder about is so much attention on one guy. I mean, we watched Scotty Scheffler deal with it. We watched whoever the great guy was for you. We watched Dustin Johnson 5-6 years ago deal with it. So much attention. It's almost like nobody else was playing in this tournament. He's on his way trying to win the Grand Slam. He's already won the.
I mean, just think about that. This is the second major.
Yeah.
And people are talking about, can he win the calendar Grand Slam?
Correct. And that's correct. And so much attention because of all he's done, and at some point that can get to you. That doesn't mean you're going to collapse in the pressure or in the face of the pressure, but it is real. It's naive to suggest it's not real. And so yeah, again, don't make too much of it. It's one day, but he might not win the golf tournament. By the way, there's great players in there. So we'll continue. By the way, we spent so much time talking about him and Scheffler. By the way, there's some other pretty good players. Ryan Gerard and Cam Davis both shot 5 under today.
Yeah.
But didn't bother them.
It didn't bother them. I don't think that'll hold up.
I don't either.
But yeah, the great opening round.
And there's a lot of mostly no-name guys.
Yeah.
At the top of I'm in almost either no-name guys or guys from yesteryear. Adam Scott shot 3 under, or is that 3 under? He's just underway. But so the point is, don't overthink and overread too much into it. But I will say this: Rory McIlroy was facing obvious pressure right out of the gate here.
Without a doubt. And Rory wasn't the only elite player to struggle in the morning. Justin Thomas didn't play well. He was a popular pick coming in. Brooks Koepka, who I think has won this event 3 times, it was 4 over. Now, he hasn't been in great form lately, but when he shows up at a PGA or a U.S. Open, you have to give him strong consideration because of his history. He's a 5-time major champion. I do think when you look at the leaderboard, the experts that thought that with it being wet, that would hurt the bombers and help the more of the common man in this tournament, I think that played out, which is why I don't think this is going to hold. because there was no rain today there, as far as I'm aware. They're playing, so I mean, I'm assuming the conditions are fine. They were expecting it to be a dry day, so the course is going to dry out. And then tomorrow it'll still be a little wet, but it'll start getting faster. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be hellacious,
right?
In terms of the condition, it will be totally dried out by the time you get to the weekend. So again, I think you're going to see some flip-flopping here, but the point is, if you're one of those elite guys that struggled, you've got to at least get to the weekend. So for Rory, for JT tomorrow, for Koepka, guys like that, it's going to be, okay, what's the number that I need to get to at least get to Saturday? And then you hope Saturday you can put up a 64, and then obviously give yourself a chance for a great Sunday to possibly bring the trophy home. But that's the thing, like Scheffler going 2 under, considering what happened to him on 16 where he made double bogey on a beautiful shot in the fairway, but it lands in water, and he now has to play it off that. He was not happy. He thought they should have had lift in place and play.
Lift clean in place.
Yeah, so but that's it, and everybody's dealing with it. But I mean, it tells you all you need to know about the conditions. Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, all double bogeyed the 16th hole.
Pretty amazing. And which doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen on tour. So, by the way, Bryson DeChambeau 1 over through 9 holes. So he's 1 over through 9. Rory was shot 3 over, and Scheffler shot 2 under, if you're following our Loser Monday picks. So it'll be fun to watch. I will say this. Whether it's Scheffler, Rory, I'm still a believer. We have so much really cool momentum in golf now, in large part because the name guys are winning. The name guy, McIlroy, is one of the big events. With all due respect to Ryan Gerard and Cam Davis and Luke Donald and Ryan Fox and Alex Smalley and Steven Yeager and Alex Noren and on and on and on and on and on.
No chance.
Well, I hope not. And I hate to say that, and I don't. It's not like I want to sit here and wish people ill will. But I hope it's named guys. I think we're better off when it's named guys. I think we enjoy it more when it's named guys, and I'm hopeful that we wind up having some named guys. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we do or not. So we'll tell you more about that as we continue along.
It was interesting. I think Rahm played pretty well. I think Rahm is maybe 2 under, somewhere in there.
And he's been. I mean, you talk about.
He was the guy we were talking about as the best player in the world 2 or 3 years ago. He goes to Live. I think had instant regret in doing so, and I think it affected his game. But he played well today.
1 under.
1 under. Thank you, Dylan. So 1 under for Rahm, but that's a good day. There's nothing wrong with that. So that'll be interesting to see. Again, with the Live guys, you do worry about the endurance. We saw it with Bryson DeChambeau at the Masters. These guys they're not accustomed to playing 4 rounds anymore.
Right.
I mean, they've been on that tour now for years. And, it hasn't made a dent, but I do think it's affected. Can they be at their best Sunday when they've got to go win a golf tournament?
Well, and to your point, other than DeChambeau a couple times, none of the Live guys have moved the needle.
If I was a PGA Tour, DeChambeau is the only guy I would want back.
Yeah, I mean,
I would tell the rest of them, no thanks. But I mean, they could come and qualify. Right, DeChambeau's the only guy right now. We'll say Rahm, maybe they get going.
But he's the only one in the events we follow, which are the majors. He's the only one that's even moved the needle.
He's the only one that's elevated his profile since joining Live.
Correct. He certainly at least it certainly hasn't gone back. Right. Other things. Alex Ricker-Gilbert joins us in about 10 minutes or so. Other things going on in the world of sports. If you follow college football, you now know that 2 things are going to happen. It now seems almost inevitable that we're going to go to 16 teams in 2 years, which is what they should do. No more buys, 16 teams, 1 plays 16, 2 plays 15. Speaking of seeds, it now looks like as early as next year. Have you seen this?
No.
As early as next year, straight seeds. So
I love that.
It looks like, because we had to talk, why would, if you're the Big 12 or the group of why would you give up the 4 highest ranked? Well, that didn't work, and it wound up too many good teams playing each other early on, and it now looks like even starting this season. Now all 10 conferences plus Notre Dame have to approve it, but the momentum is that they're going to. So the 12 teams this year will be the same 12. It'll be the conference champions plus 1 group of 5 conference, the 4 conference champions plus a group of 5 champion. And then the at large. But after that, they will seed them 1 through 12 based on the poll. So
That's fantastic.
And it's not done yet, but it looks like that's where we're headed, and that's where we need to be headed.
That's where we need to be headed. And, yeah, hopefully they get there, and hopefully that carries over to the next model.
And it looks like it's going to.
Yeah.
I still don't like – I love that we're going to 16 after this season. I don't like that it's 4 SECs and 4 Big Tens.
I don't like that either.
Pick the best
Just
16.
let the market dictate it.
Yeah,
let the regular season dictate who deserves to be in there. If it's a year where the SEC only deserves 2, they should only get 2. I don't think that's going to happen very often. But if it does happen, they should only get 2.
But to your point, they want to protect that from ever happening, even to your point in the years where it should have happened. My point is, because it's almost never going to happen, let it play out. Prove your worth. The SEC and Big Ten people, they don't. If you go to Greg Sankey or Tony Petitti and say, "Are you not confident that you'll have 4 good enough teams?" And their answer is always, I tell you what their answer is going to be: is, "We're confident we're going to have 4 good enough teams. We're not confident the committee will see it that way." What Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey's biggest concern is there will always be, in their minds, there will always be too much push for the 11-1 team from a smaller league over the 9-3 team from the SEC. That the 11-1 Indiana or the 11-1 West Virginia will always get in ahead of the 9-3 or the 8-4 even LSU, and that's what they don't trust. I don't agree with it, but Hayes, that's why they did it. They don't trust that 9-3 Ole Miss will get in ahead of 11-1 Indiana.
Yeah, it's a great point. And, again, I don't think they need to worry. Look, if a team goes 11-1, they're going to be in. I mean, it becomes a debate if you're the SEC. Will our 9-3 team get shut out over
a
10-2 maybe from the Big 12? But again, I don't think the SEC or Big Ten has to worry about it. I think they're going to get a minimum of 4 teams in. The other thing, too, is I think when you automatically get 4, I think the committee then sort of gravitates well, that's your 4. We're not going to give you wild card teams.
Great point.
So, again, I think it's to your benefit to not have the quota, because then I think it allows the committee the freedom to give you 5 or give you 6 if it's a year in which your conference is worthy of that.
That's a really good point I hadn't thought about, is the assurance of 4, which will annoy some people, cost you the 5th. When in an open year, you might, it's a good point. It's a very good point. I mean, the SEC didn't have any trouble getting their 13 basketball teams in, and there weren't any automatics.
Right.
Other than the champion. So anyway, interesting stuff. All right, let's take a break. We're live at JU. We're glad you're with us on this Stanley Pools Thursday. When we come back, our friend Alex Ricker-Gilbert will stop by. He is the athletics director here at JU. He's next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship, sponsored by Sleep Number. Sleep better with a Sleep Number. All smart beds and bases now on sale exclusively at a Sleep Number store. Ryan Gerard now has company atop the leaderboard in the first round at Quail Hollow. Aussie Cam Davis matching him at 5 under with a birdie at 4. That's his 13th hole of the day. Started on 10. So 5 holes to go for Davis. Gerard in the clubhouse with a 66. He says he's got plenty of family and friends out to see him making his PGA Championship debut. Gerard from Raleigh, about 150 miles east of Charlotte. 4 players in the house at 4 under, 1 back. Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, and Steven Yeager. Disappointing first round for Grand Slam champion Rory McIlroy, a 3 over 74. He's 8 back. Eric Cole lands an ace at the 4th hole, the shortest of the par 3s at 184 yards. Cole even par. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed Sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We've got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion. Are you nuts? What? 641-1010.
That's crazy.
The restaurant of the day is the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Get the 2-for-you deal. Avgolimino soup, dolmades, tzatziki with a Great Greek gyro, falafel pita, or Great Greek rice bowl for just $15. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill off 210 and St. John's Parkway.
This spring, the action is non-stop at Best Bet St. Augustine. From heart-pounding daily high hands and tournaments to amazing table games promotions. But that's not all. Immerse yourself in the excitement of your favorite springtime sports at Aces Sports Bar, located in Best Bet St. Augustine. Enjoy a perfect blend of wings, beer, poker, and all the big games on our massive screens. For a full rundown of all the action and how you can be a part of it, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beards has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beards has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beards doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned, with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beards Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beards in the St. John's Town Center.
Where is the deepest canyon in the United States?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The
deepest canyon in the United States is Hays Canyon along the Oregon and Idaho border, about 8,000 feet deep at some point.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Tucker Equipment Rentals. Yesterday, the NFL fully unveiled their schedule for the 2025 season, which was a highly anticipated event throughout the league. With lots of excitement ahead of the season with new coaching staff and front office, along with the addition of Travis Hunter, fans are itching to get their first look at the revamped franchise. The Jaguars will host the first preseason game at 7 p.m. on August 9th against the Steelers as they welcome back fans for the first time since December. Some headline games include Week 1 at home versus the Panthers at 1 o'clock, Week 3 hosting the Texans, Week 4 in San Fran at 4:25, Week 5 against the Chiefs for Monday Night Football, and their London game at Wembley Stadium, Week 7 against the Rams. It's 93 degrees at 5:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We're glad you're with us. Thanks to our friends at Stanley Pools. Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon with you live on the campus of Jacksonville University, John Sessions Stadium, where the Rumble, the second round of the Rumble, JU won 2 out of 3 from UNF at UNF. Now these teams conclude the regular season here. JU and UNF tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. Alex Ricker-Gilbert is my buddy. He's the athletic director here. Joins us now. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Great to see you both. Great to be here. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but it is great to be out here and gorgeous weather, a little bit warm, but a nice little breeze off that river you have over there. So things are good. Things are good.
Baseball season. Nice and hot.
That's right. Good year for the baseball team, isn't it? Chris was on with us a little bit earlier. I know he's frustrated. For people that don't know, JU's lost 5 in a row, but that's after winning 9 in a row in 10 out of 11 and really playing as well as any mid-major in the country. Just a little bit of a swoon, but it's been a good, given what he lost in the portal, it's been a terrific year.
Yeah, I agree. And they've done a really nice job. And you know baseball, Frank, you played it. It's a game of swings and momentum, and you know, you win a bunch of run games, and we've lost a few over the last 5. And so these guys are all, coach always prepares them. They're always tough. They're always responsive. But as far as the year goes, it's been really successful. You know, the portal bit us last year like it bit a lot of schools, but we retooled and reloaded, and, I think we've got a good shot here going into next week.
Do you like how the conference tournament is set up now?
I do. It was confusing, and I was on the calls,
right?
And I was still confused.
I was always confused.
And scheduling and the tournament isn't necessarily my strength and understanding, but that was always a challenge, how we set it up with our PI and different elements. But this year, straight double elimination. Winner moves on. Even I can figure that one out.
And listen, and I get this. We've had this talk offline enough. It's hard when you're in mid-major conferences. The who's in the conference, who's not changes a lot. You're trying to figure. I get that. But I like what happened this year. Chris made a great point. With the 2 divisions not playing, you saved a bunch of money. Mm-hmm. You developed a little bit more sense of rivalry if you can keep it this way. This was a good plan, I think.
Yeah, it's something we talked about last year, and we had 4 flights to Central Arkansas, Bellarmine, Eastern Kentucky, and Austin Peay last year. And one weekend it was back-to-back week, or 2 weekends it was back-to-back. And that takes a toll. We're not chartering. So it's two flights, you're busing to the airport, then you're sitting in the airport, then you're sitting at a connection, and then you're playing 3 games, and you got to get back. And it's hard on the guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard on their health. I think it's hard on their recovery. And we're trying to put these guys in the best position to be successful at what they're doing. And that's not just athletics. That's in the classroom and off the field. And so going divisions where everything's a drive, where you get to where you're going quickly, play the games, get home without as much delay. Yeah, it's a cost saver for sure, but I also think it's better for the student-athlete experience. And to your point, we get to play the schools in Florida twice.
Yeah.
Those natural rivalries, and then we'll see the schools in the other side of the league next week in the tournament. So I think it's a good thing.
From a facility standpoint, I can't wait to see it. What's the update on the pool, the amenity area that you've got behind the river house?
Next time you guys are here interviewing me, we'll do it from there, and we'll take a dip afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's almost done. It should open. It will open by the time school starts in August, but I think we're tracking towards early July. So as the campus is quiet, Hays and Frank can come on over for a dip.
Speaking of facilities, can you update anything on the big plan, the arena? I know there's been talk about that.
Yeah, so we're working. It's been about a 2.5-year process in developing the waterfront to our south. And there's momentum, there's progress. We're dealing with partners and developers and our partners at the city.
Yep.
And so it's moving in the right direction, but time will tell, and we're hopeful we have something to show and share here very soon.
Yeah, for people that don't know, you told us this last time, so we're not talking out of school, but it's a really cool plan. It's not just JU builds a basketball arena. It's let's redevelop this beautiful Arlington area that once upon a time was significant.
Yeah.
And it's not as much now. Developers get involved. The city gets involved. Develop areas by the beautiful river. Develop areas on this fantastic, and it involves retail and business,
mixed use, housing,
and that's really cool, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
And JU, part of it is an arena where the JU basketball team will play, but that's really one part of a bunch of parts.
Yes, more of a master comprehensive development, and the sports complex is just one piece of it, and obviously it'll benefit our campus and our students, but more than that, to your point, Frank, a big part of what we view as our duty is to help the neighborhood of Arlington redevelop and grow and get back to a place that people all over the region want to visit.
Yeah.
And as the biggest economic driver in the city, in the neighborhood of Arlington, it's our responsibility to do so, and we think this development will help reinvigorate the neighborhood that is Arlington.
And you know something, Hays, to that end, there's not that many neighborhoods in Jacksonville that get to be on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Ortega gets to be, San Marco gets to be, there's some areas in Mandarin that get to be, there's some areas on the north side that get to be, but there's not. I mean, you and I are born and raised here. There's not that many areas that get to build on the river and live on the river and go to school on the river, and that's a big part of this thing.
Yeah, it's a great point. Obviously, you guys might have some sensational success coming in these next 2-3 weeks and beyond, but as this academic year gets close to wrapping up, what's been some of the success stories that has really kind of grabbed your heart this year?
Yeah, we focus a lot on the athletic performance, and we've had success in a lot of different areas. We've won regular season championships recently. We've finished in good position in a lot of our sports we're working to really compete in. Baseball still ongoing. Men's basketball had a really nice year. But more than that, actually, our head of academics just texted me, who said, not many baseball teams in the country come in with a 3.5 GPA for the year.
Really?
Wow.
And our baseball team accomplished that.
Congratulations.
And our department had more than 500 student athletes. Our average was a 3.52 among those student athletes, which is the best of all time for our athletic department. So it speaks to, obviously, the support and the type of kids we're bringing in, but also how our coaches are recruiting and the priority they put on everything outside of the sport that our kids are playing.
Alex Ricker-Gilbert is with us, the AD here at JU. We always ask you about the House settlement and where college athletics are headed. It appears...
I wish I knew.
Yeah, me too. But it does appear, Alex, as though the judge at least has said not so fast in terms of roster limits. That seems to be the, I don't want to say hiccup, but that seems to be where we are. The judge approved correct me if I'm wrong, you know way better than I do, but it seems like the judge approved everything except that, and once the roster limits grandfathered in, so students don't all of a sudden not have a place to play. How do you feel about that? How does that affect JU, and where are we headed?
Yeah, I think the biggest concern for us was the impact to in opting into the settlement was if the roster limits didn't have any flexibility, we would lose 30 to 40 students. And a big part of our job is to help with enrollment. And, you know, men's lacrosse, for example, has 64 guys on their team this year. Their roster limit or their roster cap was set at 48. You lose 16 guys. That's heartbreaking for those guys, and it really hurts our institution and our culture because we're 20-25% of our undergraduate student body here. So the fact that there's flexibility coming with the roster limits is a positive for us. We were working on a plan to opt in anyway, candidly, but with there being more flexibility, that alleviates a lot of our initial concern with opting in. Now, I think what was presented by the defendants was a step towards what the judge was looking for. Okay. But the plaintiffs, the objectors around the roster limits, are still not happy with what was presented.
Okay.
So we'll see how the judge responds. It's interesting that she hasn't responded yet. So my greatest fear is that she says no and the settlement doesn't take effect this next year. And then we're in big trouble because if it goes to court or if it's not settled, the damages are closer to 18 to 20 billion, not 2.8 to 3 billion. So I think it's in everybody's best interest that we come to something that makes sense around these roster limits, and it shouldn't be the sticking point, but it still remains the sticking point. So it is a little bit worrisome, but I think at the end of the day they'll come to an agreement. They'll get mediators involved if they need to, and we'll figure it out before it's set to go into effect July 1.
How catastrophic would a worst-case scenario there be for college athletics?
I don't want to be hyperbolic, but you know, a $20 billion settlement would
wrap it up.
Would really, really, really harm the enterprise. I don't know how the association would be able, or a $20 billion lawsuit.
Yeah, $20 billion
would be catastrophic, and so that's why they're $2.8 billion is nothing to laugh at, right? And so that's why we're so interested in settling this thing, because that's a lot different what the liability could be if it went to court, and so we really have to fight against that.
Final thing, we'll let you go. Update us on JU basketball, because our friend Jordan Mente is always a big story around here. Obviously, Rob McRae left.
Yep.
Went to Florida State.
Yep.
Steph Payne, I think, is leaving. But overall, some guys coming in, I suppose. Some guys going in. You don't have to give me every name, but big picture. How?
Yeah, we feel really good. I mean, there are a lot of colleges, universities in the country that are still working on their roster, and we're done.
You feel like you have it, okay?
Yeah, we feel like we have it. We lost a couple guys, Rob, Steph, KJ. Rob's graduated from
I
here.
forgot. Kent Jackson went from JU to UNF. I forgot him.
Yep.
So Payne, Kent Jackson, and Rob, but a number of guys coming in as well.
Yeah, and we got guys returning, really key guys returning. Guys that were hurt last year, Simon Wheeler, Enrico Borio. But then we have Chris Arias coming back, Don Rivers coming back, Tito Dang coming back. So there's a lot of good pieces coming back. And then we've got a really nice mix of transfers and freshmen coming in that we feel really good about. We feel good about our depth, at the guards and the wing spot, and we feel really good about our depth underneath.
All right. Alex Ricker-Gilbert, the JUAD. You got a Rumble. You excited about a Rumble?
Let's do it.
Rumbles are always good.
And I love it how it ends the season.
I do too. JU and UNF. Alex, thanks, buddy. We
Thank you.
Hays has headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Even more Jaguars. Listen to the Tommy Mac podcast with Tom McManus and Campo and Joe with Dave Campo and Joe C. Find these original podcasts at 1010XL.com or on Twitter at 1010XL.
I'm Julie Harrell. I grew up here in Jacksonville and have seen our city grow as well as the number of car crashes. If you need help after a crash, choose a law firm with an actual office here. Lawyers you can meet with face-to-face and who specialize in personal injury. At Harrell & Harrell, we've been here for nearly 40 years, developing relationships with local doctors, law enforcement, helping people just like you. If you've been injured in a crash, call Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet. Even my family is obsessed. And with Father's Day right around the corner, why not surprise Dad with his own custom garage workspace? Tool storage, workbenches, the whole works. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes Dad's. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere? On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
It's the big reveal.
Wow.
How will the Jags do this season? Listen all day for our team's thoughts on the Jags' potential wins and losses. Revealed by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. And Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Keep your ride summer road trip ready with parts, tools, and accessories from Summit Racing. We have what you need for pre-trip maintenance, plus essentials like emergency roadside kits, tire inflators, jumper cables, boost jump starters, tool sets, and a whole lot more. So hit the highways or take the roads less traveled with confidence. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 25th, 2025. SummitRacing.com. Let's build it together.
Grow your hair back. IHRS offers the latest technology in hair transplants and restorative treatments.
Fast, easy, and effective.
With over 35 years experience, our team is committed to delivering exceptional results. Hair restoration is for us, and it can be for you too.
See how IHRS technology can grow your hair back. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS, 777-4477 for $250 off.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. We are out here at beautiful JU, getting ready for JU versus UNF as we wrap up a college baseball regular season. That's hard to believe. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with the Jaguars. We have the schedule. What were a couple of things that stood out to you?
Yeah, I talked about a little bit at the top. More than anything else, you hit the important thing. We knew there's a lot of long trips, but they are really properly spread out. There's not long trip after long trip. There's not the need to stay on the West Coast for 2 weeks, which I don't think they wanted. There's not 2 games in London like there had been in the past. So the long trips are spread out. That's one. I think there's a stretch, games 2 through 5 or 6, that you got to kind of survive. You're playing really good quarterbacks. It's a quarterback league, and you're playing Burrows, C.J. Stroud, Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes, all right in a row. Sam Darnold and Matt Stafford right after that. That's a litany of veteran quarterbacks who have had enormous success in the league. You gotta hold your own there. You can't lose your will to fight, and I don't think this group will because of the culture they've built. But that, I think, stood out to me more than anything else. Get through week 6 or 7 or 8 and feel pretty good about yourself. I think you can have a heck of a year.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think if they can go 5-5 in their first 10, they've got an excellent chance to make a playoff push and an AFC South push as well. In a division, we do not expect the champion to have 12 wins or anything close to that. Let's stay in the AFC South, but get it to everybody loves the schedule release, the video, every team does it. Well, the Indianapolis Colts probably need a mulligan on theirs. They can't even get their schedule release right, let alone their starting quarterback. They had to pull their schedule release video off their social channels after violating Microsoft agreements and making fun of Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill getting arrested.
Yeah, to Tyreek's credit, or at least Drew Rosenhaus's credit, who's speaking for Tyreek, he said Tyreek kind of laughed about it. He said Tyreek wasn't offended. He thought it was funny. But the bigger issue is you violated terms of one of the biggest companies in the world. Okay? If there's someone you don't want suing you, I'm going to say it's one of the biggest companies in the world. Those are the one. Yeah. If you want someone suing you, it's a guy that's got a coffee shop, right. Not one of the biggest companies in the world.
Mocha Joe.
Yeah, that's probably better. He probably would have a harder time suing you than Microsoft.
Very good point. Bears quarterback Caleb Williams will be dealing with some awkward conversations as a new book reports Williams tried to avoid being drafted by Chicago and that he preferred the Vikings.
Yeah, that is really interesting, the way these stories come out. I found that story surprising or funny because there's no way he was going anywhere else. There's no way the Bears or the NFL was going to let him pull an Elway or an Eli. It wasn't going to happen. So the fact that now there's talk that they tried to do that surprises me, but it was never going to happen.
NFL owners will consider allowing NFL players to participate in the Olympics as flag football gets introduced. I hope this happens. I don't think it will because I think the owners that ultimately will be very worried about their $30 million a year receivers getting, hurting their knees and so forth. But I think it'd be a lot of fun and it'd be great exposure for the NFL. Not that they really need it on a worldwide stage. if you had the greatest players in the NFL participating in the flag football event?
Number one, I really hope it happens. And look, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm bold. You know that about me. But if we play,
you like our chances?
I like our chances. That third round game against Lithuania might be tough, but for the most part, I think we're going to be okay. But joking aside, I love the fact that Aaron Judge and Paul Skeens are going to play for the American team in the World Baseball Classic. I love the dream team. I love it when our greatest athletes play against the athletes from all over the world. I hope it. I really do hope it happens. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but I really hope it happens.
One NFL and local college legend is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Emmitt Smith, who turns 56 today. In 3 seasons at Florida, Smith ran for 3,928 yards with 36 touchdowns. Dallas selected Smith with the 17th overall pick in the 1990 draft. A 3-time Super Bowl champion, Emmitt Smith holds the NFL career rushing record with 18,355 yards. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2010.
And Emmitt Smith, you talk about kind of bad luck. I guess it's bad luck, not that much bad luck. He had a wonderful career. He played on one pocket stretch of teams for Florida that were sandwiched between really good teams. You know that? He just missed that 83, 84, 85 group, which was really good. He's gone before the 90 on group, which we all know was really good. It was just that one stretch. So he made all those yards on Florida teams that really weren't very good. So, I remember Emmitt's years at Florida very well.
Absolutely. Let's get to the PGA Championship. We're not even going to talk about the leaders. We have updates for that going on. We're going to talk about what Sweden and Australia and Peru, they're invested in Loser Monday, Frank. And so I'll give you a Loser Monday update for us.
Yeah.
So Scotty Scheffler, JJ's pick, a very solid 2-under, 69 today.
No surprise there.
No surprise there. Bryson DeChambeau, my pick, reluctantly, is even through 11.
He'll be okay. Not
Rory
terrible.
McIlroy.
Is he under 4 under, 5 under?
Yeah.
3 under, 2 under?
Mr. Quail Hollow.
Yeah, he knows the course. They almost renamed the course, you told me.
Roy McIlroy, a 3 over 74 today. A little surprising. Now, maybe he'll be fantastic for the next 3 days.
Well, the next 3 days are critical in Norway, Sweden, and Finland because they're all wondering how much I'm going to hate him for the next two or 3 days.
You do have some history with Rory.
Yeah. He's let me down before.
He has.
Okay.
Was it a Players' Championship a few years ago that I think he missed the cut?
Yeah, he did.
I kind of remember being maybe under a tree on the 18th hole is where they had us that year.
Yeah, my scarring was just now starting to subside.
You were trying to meet him in the parking lot.
Yes, I was. He's not a big guy. I'll say this. We joked about it, but seriously, all the attention paid him, unless it's one round. He may turn around tomorrow and shoot 67. But all the attention, I mean, he's the only guy anyone even talked about in this golf tournament. Nobody even, Scheffler wasn't even getting mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was like, oh, you were 32 under in your last event? Hey, that's great. But what about Rory?
Yeah, right. So the attention, if he doesn't battle back at all here and misses the cut, you have to wonder that nobody talked about anybody but him had to affect himself.
Yeah, without a doubt. In world of NBA, the Celtics stay alive, beating the Knicks 127-102 to force a Game 6. Derek White stepped up in Jason Tatum's absence with 34 points. You got to be nervous now if you're a Knicks fan, right?
Yeah, I don't know about nervous, but you better win the next one.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have lost 2 in a row and then have to play Game 7 back in the Garden. So in the TD Garden, not the Madison Square Garden. You don't want to go to Boston for a Game 7. But I don't know. The Knicks have been the better team the whole time. I'll give Boston credit. They rallied behind the fact that they're not going to have Jason Tatum, and that was a great win considering that. But I'd be surprised. I mean, I've been wrong the whole time about this thing, so why would I change now? But I'd be surprised.
The Timberwolves shot 62.8% from the field in a 121-110 win over Golden State. That eliminated the Warriors. Julius Randle led Minnesota with 29 points.
My favorite comment from watching the whole series, Stan Van Gundy, who, by the way, is pretty funny.
He is good.
He's pretty self-deprecating.
Yeah,
he goes, hey, Golden State's not the same without Steph. that was a real. And then he paused. Right. He said, "That's what you get. That's the kind of analysis you get around here." It was really funny. Yeah, very self-deprecating. That's the kind of analysis you get on this broadcast. That was awesome.
There's one game tonight. Oklahoma City will try to finish off Denver. That game tips at 8:30. Who do you like tonight?
It's become the best series, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Oklahoma City is the best team for a reason. I think they're going to win. But it's become a very good series, the best series of the postseason so far.
Let's get into pop culture. I have a show for you to watch.
Oh,
if you're looking
I'm
for
ready.
a new TV show.
I'm gonna put it in my notes right here.
So my wife and I, Jean, watched the 4 seasons on Netflix. Have you heard of this show?
No, I haven't even heard of it.
It's fantastic. You're going to love it. It's got Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte. It follows 3 couples who've been
It's already
friends
funny.
forever.
Just you telling me who's in it.
It is so well written. It's one of the best written things I've watched in years.
Okay.
I couldn't have been more impressed with it. It's funny. It's got a little bit of drama to it as well, but it's primarily a comedy. So if you're looking for something, it's 8 episodes. It's about 30 minutes each. So it's a very quick watch.
And they're all available.
All available.
They're not releasing
Yeah, you can go watch the whole thing now. Again, it's on Netflix, 4 seasons. If you're looking for something that I give it a high recommendation.
You know what? I can tell you this is the time of year we will check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. We will get you out on our musical nugget of the day. On this date, back in 1985, how can this song possibly be 40 years old? Prince releases Raspberry Beret. The song was the first single off the album Around the World in a Day. The song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. One of my favorites.
My favorite Prince song is Raspberry Beret, and I like a lot of Prince songs. The Raspberry Beret is a fantastic, fantastic song. Well done as always. We're live at JU. We'll wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Teed up by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 107th PGA Championship. Wherever your golf journey is headed, a PGA of America golf professional will help get you there. Find your PGA coach at pga.com/coach. A new leader with the first round winding down at Quail Hollow. It's Cam Davis from Australia. Now 6 under with 3 holes to play. Davis has missed the cut at his last 3 major starts, but he moves just ahead of Ryan Gerard, the 25-year-old North Carolina native who fired a 5 under 66. 2013 Masters champion Adam Scott joins the group at 4 under, now 2 back. Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Alex Smalley, and Steven Yeager in the clubhouse at 4 under. Scotty Scheffler had an erratic first round, but he poured in birdies at 2 of his last 3 holes using the croquet mallet putter. 2 under 69 for the number 1 player in the world. Scheffler is 4 back. Jordan Spieth chasing the career Grand Slam, 3 over through 12. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
We are the PGA of America, and since 1916, our PGA of America golf professionals have loved and led this game. Our love for the game drives our coaches to help millions of golfers with their games, our operators to deliver incredible experiences, and our general managers to run any facility and business at the highest level. Our love for the game leads us to play at a high level, impact lives through PGA Reach, and develop your love for the game every day. The PGA of America, we love this game.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NFL releasing team schedules on Wednesday night, and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are both at plus 600 to win Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. That's a Super Bowl rematch from last season in New Orleans. The Baltimore Ravens are plus 650, recently signed running back Derrick Henry to a contract extension. The Buffalo Bills at plus 700. The Detroit Lions plus 900 to win the franchise's first ever Super Bowl, while the San Francisco 49ers plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl basketball in their home stadium. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Commanders are both plus 1,600. The Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams are both plus 2,000. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010 XL.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at DuckDuck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. DuckDuck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We are a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This Saturday is our monthly card show inside Showtime, one of the few in-store card shows in the state of Florida. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., shop with our local vendors. Stop by our card show this Saturday. We hope to see you from 9 to 4 inside Showtime. Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Who takes home the Wanamaker Trophy?
The defending champion says.
Hear updates and coverage of the PGA Championship. Driven by St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and TopDressing.com. Follow the leaders on 1010XL.
At Tucker Equipment Rental in Neptune Beach, you just don't rent quality machines, you rent quality customer service. Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Dave. Tucker Equipment Rental has been supplying Jacksonville with equipment and event rental for over 50 years.
From commercial and homeowner projects, we've got what you need: lifts, dirt equipment, and landscape equipment.
And don't forget about event rentals, from festivals to weddings to backyard barbecues.
Local, knowledgeable, and always ready to help.
Tucker Equipment Rentals.
You need it, we've got it, come see us.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Yo, E.T. here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and nonstop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your pool at ExploreClay.com. That's ExploreClay.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. Did you know that mosquito bites could lead to heartworms for your dog or cat? When mosquitoes show up, pet parents want them gone. Terminix takes mosquitoes down fast, just like they did at my house for our pup. Terminix knows that pets are part of the family. They do what it takes to help protect them. When mosquitoes show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a mosquito problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TerMinix.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since 87.
All right, we have, let's see where we've been on the program today. We're live at JU. JU and UNF get together. The River City Rumble tonight, tomorrow night, and on Saturday. 3 straight games to end the regular season, and then the A-Sun tournament starts. They both qualified for it. The A-Sun's tournament starts next Tuesday in DeLand, so they'll play 3 games. The first one at 7 o'clock tonight comes up in just a little bit. We talked with Chris Hays, the JU baseball coach. He stopped by, as did the athletic director here, Alex Ricker-Gilbert, and we appreciate both of them stopping by. We talked about Rory McIlroy's tough first round in the PGA. We talked about the Jaguars schedule, and we kind of like where it landed, and that's kind of where we've been over the course of the program today. One last show this week. We'll be back in studio tomorrow, and then by next week, we'll get a chance on Monday to see the whole team together, Hayes. We haven't had an opportunity to see. I mean, the first pass that Trevor Lawrence throws to Travis Hunter will be there on Monday.
Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to getting a chance to catch up with Tyson Campbell after that practice. So we'll look forward to playing that for you on Monday. And but yeah, a lot of great storylines with these veterans. We get wrapped up in the free agent acquisitions and the draft picks, and understandably so. We want to learn all about those guys as well. But there's a lot of really compelling storylines with some of these returning veterans.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that. I would say my favorite storyline for the Jaguars going into the season, and that won't play out a whole lot in an OTA or a mini camp. You got to hit before this one will play out. But I think of all the storylines, watching and seeing what happens on that offensive line, think about this. For starters, they're returning 2 incumbent tackles and an incumbent left guard. Okay, there's no debating that. They went out and signed 4 free agents, and they drafted 1. And so there's only 5 spots, okay? They returned 3 and brought in 5. So they can only 5 of them can start, and I can tell you, I know this, one of the main goals was to create competition everywhere, but to really create competition at that offensive line spot. That was a goal. That's something they talked about. It was critically important to them, Hayes. Critically important to create competition at the offensive line. And again, you won't tweak though. My guess is when we see him, and we report on this, we're not, nor should we report on who lines up at what spot. But I can tell you, to our eyes, I'll bet you see everybody line up everywhere on that offensive front. Don't you think?
I absolutely would think. And I'm really interested in seeing how Liam Cohen goes about deploying those guys early on. And I think it's hard to predict how it's going to go. I mean, Walter Little and Anton Harrison feel like, yes, they're incumbents, but they feel vulnerable, very vulnerable to the challenges from Fred Johnson and Chuma Igdoba. I mean, Pete Prisco's been told us twice now.
Yeah.
He thinks Fred Johnson's a starting left tackle here.
Well, here's what I will tell you. If Fred Johnson's not a starting tackle, okay, Fred Johnson's a good player. He played on the Super Bowl champions last year, played in every game. Now, a lot of that was special teams play, but didn't have to go play offensive line some, and is a very good player. The Eagles did not like losing him. They would have loved to have him as the 6th man, so to speak. And so he's a good player that played a lot for them. If Walker Little and Anton Harrison are the starting tackles when Carolina comes to town in early September, assuming nobody gets hurt, that means they will have beaten out 2 good backups. That's the story. Nobody just, if you think about it, you know who the quarterback is. You have a pretty good idea the 3 receivers are going to be Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown. You know who the 2 defensive ends are. You know who the middle linebacker is. You know that Tyson Campbell's going to start at 1 corner spot. There's some spots you know. But I think there's a lot you don't know. The offensive line.
Safety.
Yeah, safety for sure. My guess is Eric Murray is pretty solid because they signed him in free agency, but the rest of them are wide open. And look, I expect Robert Hainsey to be the center and Patrick McCarry to be the right guard because they were signed in free agency to do that. But I'm not convinced of it. And the other 3 spots, I don't think anybody knows. You've said you believe the rookie Wyatt Milam is going to beat out Ezra Cleveland. Pete Prisco has said he believes a free agent, Fred Johnson, is going to beat out Walker Little. Whether you two guys are right or not, the point is those comments might happen. That's the point, is that might happen. So that's a very interesting. Back to, you're right, to your point about other spots. What happens at the other linebacker spots other than Foye? I think Ventrell Miller starts as the will linebacker, but I think Jack Kaiser really pushes him. I think Devin Lloyd moves to Sam, but I think Yasser Abdullah pushes him. I think right now Jordan Lewis is the nickel and Jarian Jones gets the first look outside, but Travis Hunter's going to play some out there. That's the point. There's a lot of guys fighting for spots in the rotation more than there have been in the past.
And running back, what do you think will happen at running back?
Listen, here's what I think. I think at some point Bayshore Tootin will factor into this season. That's what I'll think. They've got 5 drafted running backs on the roster. Keelan Robinson was drafted. So they have 5 drafted running backs on the roster. Well, they're not all going to be on the team. And usually you'll dress 3, maybe a 4th if he's a really good special teams player. So I can't tell you what I think is going to happen in terms of who wins these jobs because I haven't seen him. I can't tell you why Milam is going to beat out Cleveland because I haven't seen him. But I think Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby are good players. It's not like, well, he had lousy players there, so he had to go get a guy. I think they're good players. But I think Bayshore Tootin's a guy they really like. You've made a great point all along. If they didn't take Travis Hunter, they were probably taking a running back at 5. They were probably going with Ashton Genty. So that means they do think running back had to be addressed in some capacity, and they wound up doing it later on. So all right, so that's just about going to wrap it up from here at JU. Let's say hello to Hacker Nation.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Hacker Nation joins us. Hacker, I want to know how you felt about the schedule. I went through it. I went 17-0.
Yeah.
What'd you come up with, Hack?
Yeah, I thought about it. I started at 17 and worked my way downward. No, I think, look, a 4-13 team, last year, Frank, they're better than that. I have them at 9-8, which isn't, anything great or glamorous. But if this team wins 9 games, boy, what a year that would be for Liam Cohen in year number 1.
Yeah, and I joke. I told Hayes earlier, there's no way to predict the season when you haven't even seen them practice one time under their new coach. So, but what do you think of how the schedule laid out? We certainly can't talk about that. What was your guess? Did you like the way it laid out? You knew who the home and visiting teams were going to be. Did you like when they fell?
Yeah, I like the opener. I think Carolina is definitely a winnable game. I thought it was weird that you're going to play Houston twice. You're going to be done with the Texans before you even see Indianapolis or Tennessee. Indianapolis twice in 4 weeks. That seems to almost always happen, that you always either play Tennessee or Indianapolis twice in a 3 or 4 week stretch. And the only thing that was concerning to me, I look at that home game on October the 12th, and then the Jaguars don't return home again until November 16th, and then they don't return home again until December 7th. So from October 12th to December 7th, you have 1 home game. That's a long time.
Yeah, 1 game in Jacksonville. Good point. Fair enough. What's coming up tonight on the program?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about the schedule, obviously. JP Acosta, SB Nation's going to stop by. We're going to continue our AFC East preview as well, talking New England Patriots. A lot of stuff coming up till 8 o'clock.
All right, Akron Nation, he goes on in about 10 minutes. Hack, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
All right, that'll do it for our program. One more time, thanks to the folks out here at JU for having us out. UNF had us out last week. JU has us out this week. We love coming to our 2 college campuses. We root for both teams. Can't root for both of them tonight because they play each other, but we certainly do respect both these teams, and we love coming out and being at the ball yard with you. That'll do it for our program. We're out of here. Don't go anywhere. Hacker Nation, he goes into the night right now. For Hayes and Dylan filling in for JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.